Hello one, hello all. Welcome to episode 4 of season 3 of Fab Life with Lauren and Lee. We're back after a small hiatus, a very small hiatus. Is that the right word?
Yeah.
Ooh.
It wasn't our fault.
It wasn't our fault. So ever so soz. Everyone
Hate
took
to throw the Vauxhall podcast studios under the bus, but 'twas not our fault.
It was not. Technical difficulties.
We were here. I just spat. So
You went straight past, don't worry
came for a
about
laugh, not a bath.
People didn't believe as well, because people really just took it and they were like, oh, no worries, guys. But we did get a couple of messages that were like, oh, Lee a bit drunk when he was like, you know, pushing the buttons or whatever.
Well, I went for dinner with my friend Holly and she was like, oh, yeah.
Friends are the worst.
She was like, you've been a bit slack, haven't you? I already missed a week. I said, it wasn't our fault. She went, well, you didn't announce that. I said, well, Lauren didn't announce that. I was ready to throw them under the bus. But you said for reasons, what was it?
Yeah.
Unforeseen circumstances, which it can mean anything, can't it?
I think maybe on the
No,
story,
it's not bad,
though,
but it can mean anything.
Yeah, it could have meant a death.
It could, I'm going to start saying it to people.
Great.
I'm so
Get
sorry
out
I
of
can't
anything.
make dinner tonight due to unforeseen circumstances. Unforeseen as in I didn't want to go.
I didn't want to be here.
Or someone could have died. It's
You
a
choose.
real,
Yeah,
it's a different end of the spectrum.
it is. It really is. But we're back, which
We
is
are,
really
we are.
lovely. Oh, can I just say, I was like raging at your stories and stuff, because I was like, how did I not know this? You know, because we see each other every week.
All right.
We missed a week. I was like, it was like a bit of like a pang of like, why did I not know this?
Why? What
Because
was
normally
it?
we catch up. Like, you went to watch Lizzo, pretending to know the words. I was like, well, he didn't tell me he was going to watch Lizzo. And then you did the Jonathan Ross warm-up. I was like, well, I didn't know that either. And then, I was like, chill out, Lauren. What
Got
the heck?
signed to a voiceover agent.
We knew that was coming though, right?
Well, we hoped it was, but I didn't hear.
Oh, yeah. They take the time, don't they? But I thought
I
that
have
was
had a
hilarious.
very fun week, I have to say. I
Oh.
couldn't have fit the pod in. I wouldn't. It would have been terrible if I'd, waltzed in here just bragging about braggadocio.
And braggadocio, what's that?
A braggadocio. It's like someone who brags a lot.
Oh, hey.
A little braggadocio.
Oh my God, I've never heard that.
Have you not?
No.
Well, we have a new producer today, John.
John.
John, have you
Take
heard the
me
word braggadocio?
No, I have not.
No.
Oh my
Have I
God.
made the word braggadocio up?
It's like that time you said Doctor Stage when it's Doctor Theatre.
Well, no, but it kind of does work.
I
for
knew what
both.
you meant, but this one, it's my first.
Braggadocio. Actually, it's a noun and it means vain and empty boasting.
Oh, perfect.
So it's apparently boastful character in Edmund Spenser's The Fairy Queen, which was my nickname in school.
So it's all coming together.
Apparently a pseudo-Italian coinage.
Oh,
Braggadocio.
Pseudo-Italian coin.
Yeah.
Lovely.
So
Oh, thanks for that.
I love a bit of braggadocio.
Oh, great. Well, do tell us about Wassy first.
Wassy. Oh, you're talking about the warm-up for Jonathan Ross show?
Jonathan Ross. You almost had the impediment then.
Well, when you hang around with the stars so much, you can't say your R's so much.
Things really catch on, Things really catch on. Tell us who are the guests?
Well, it was a bit of a different one because it was pre-record.
Okay.
So I've been asked to do it. Yeah, so you didn't know about that. That's interesting. Maybe they'd asked me the day
I
that we
think
were meant to be
It must have
recording.
been last minute.
Yeah, but it was Jennifer Aniston and Adam Sandler.
They've got a sequel out. Still not watched the first one.
But it was over Zoom. So the audience was slightly disappointed. So I had my work cut
that's
out. I had my
annoying.
work cut
Yeah.
out. But it was fine. It was good, and it was just good to be able to say I did it. Jonathan was lovely. He came out. He said, "Lee here, I'm told, does loose women." I said, "That's a sentence I never thought I'd hear." And he was like, "Very good, very good."
Oh, Wassy, what's
Very
that?
good, very good. Is it? Does he talk like that? No, I don't know.
Very.
No, very. He did make a joke actually about his speech on the
his
show.
Instagram and Twitter name is Wassy. Like,
Yeah,
it takes a piss out.
Yeah,
of
good for him.
Good for him.
Yeah.
I feel like he's a great guy.
He seems a great guy.
Does he?
Mm.
I met him once very briefly when I worked back in the day events, and it was the Game of Thrones season 2 premiere, and he turned up with his kids,
Well, he loves stuff like that. He loves
Yeah.
fantasy.
and he was the nicest celeb
Was
out of
he?
all the celebs, because there was quite a few like British TV celebs, and then obviously like all the cast. And he was like, "Thanks, guys. Thanks for a lovely evening," and like thanked us on the door. I was like, "Oh,
Good
Jonathan."
for him.
Yeah, he was well nice.
Oh, Jonathan.
What you like, Jonathan? I'll be like, "Do you remember that time we met on the door of that cold church with it?" And he'll just be like, "Fuck off."
Yeah. But yes, so that was good. And then I found out I'd got the voiceover agent, which I was very, very pleased about. Voiceover, you could hear me coming in your ears no time soon.
Have you had any bites, any nibbles? How does it work? You don't really know, do you?
I don't know what will come in. I don't know the brief.
They
so
just
if they
send
need
out
a masculine, rough guy, then I'm your man. Lots
Jason
of comments over
Statham
my
energy.
straight impression last week.
God. Few DMs over that. Few DMs.
A few people were like,
You want to watch out because our
confused.
demographic's going to really change.
I know. We'll go from the gays to the strays.
To the strays. The young, lovely little strays. And also tell us about Lizzo. I've watched Lizzo. She's fucking...
Have you seen her live?
I watched her at Montreux Jazz Festival in Switzerland.
Oh.
And it was like when she came back from that, you couldn't get a ticket. So we just kind of timed it because we were at the festival and we were like...
She was getting big.
Yeah, it was her first album. And
It was when, it's about downtime in a minute.
No, before then. It was like Juice, you know.
Right. Blame it on
the wall.
Yeah.
It was that. And we watched at the Jazz Festival and she warmed up for Janelle Monáe, maybe.
Oh, yes, very good.
Yeah, we didn't warm up, but she was on first and she was the best. And we saw Lauryn Hill as well. But she was by far the best. And you knew it was her crowd because everyone was just like... so supportive and like having a great time and just being queens.
Yeah,
it was great. Did you have a good time?
I did. I was in a box. Of course I was.
With lovely Yasmin.
With Yasmin, yes.
Because you were doing your the Lee Peart. You should trademark
Fingers.
that. The fingers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was well, I don't really know Lizzo that well. I like It's About Damn Time.
That
and
one.
I also like Are You Ready? I'm ready to be loved. I love that one. What else does she do?
She did that one with Cardi B. That was the first one off this album.
Yes, there was something with
I
her
like
on. And she came up on FaceTime on the thing, not live, but it was almost
that's
like
cool.
she did the rap. It was quite good. And in fact, she had quite a lot of good technical features of the show
Yeah,
that I
did
quite
she?
enjoyed. There's a lovely bit where this dry ice came down the stage, but it looked like it was kind of like chasing down the edge of the stage. It was very good. But she was great. She put on a good show.
Yeah.
And we sat there and it was
plays the
lovely
flute.
seats. She does play the flute.
Which
we
is
know
so
she plays the flute.
impressive.
She twerks while she's playing the flute.
Yeah, I mean, what a skill.
What a skill. Well,
That's
to do one or the
multitasking.
other,
Yeah.
let alone both at the same time.
I can't do
They don't
either.
teach you that in flute school, do they?
No, I think that's why she got kicked out actually from flutes.
Probably, yeah.
Just
Don't put that
twerking.
flute there, Lizzo.
Come on now, play it with this mouth, thank you.
These lips.
These lips on here, Mr. Trick. Shit. What else has happened? I feel like I've been prepping for an event. So I'm just
I
like,
feel bad because you gave a big shout out, and we know you love a shout out.
oh my God, love a shout
You gave
out.
a big shout out to your event that
Oh
weekend,
my
and then
God.
we had to postpone.
I
So
know.
it's just so delayed. I should have
Whatever
put it out. but I
whatever
didn't.
will we shout out this week?
Oh, well, how did your event go?
Do you know what? It was actually great. There were no Fab Lifers came along because, you know, they're all in Darlington. But loads of people popped along, so it was really good. So thanks. Shout out to anyone who came along.
Yeah. Maybe they were Fab Lifers. Maybe they just, didn't want to admit it.
Well, some people are both. They're friends and Fab Lifers, you know. Or Dolly Stickers and Fab Lifers.
Friends of the pod or Fab Lifers.
Yeah. Oh my God.
The question is, how does a Fab Lifer become a friend of the pod?
Is it like when you were a professional at something, you have to do many hours? You have to
Possibly,
have a timesheet.
Yeah, appraisal. It's like probation period.
Yeah. Would you say Stuart's now a friend of the pod? He was a Fab Lifer, wasn't he? And he was an acquaintance of the pod, I would say.
Yeah.
But I
well,
would say
kind
he's now a friend of the pod.
Yeah, he's a friend.
Yeah, God love him. Hey,
God.
Stu.
I kind of knew him not through the pod though.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That makes all the difference, doesn't it?
Doesn't it?
Doesn't it?
What are we
Jess?
talking about?
I don't know. What was I
I've
gonna
started a
tell you?
fitness regime.
Oh my God, tell us what's in your mug today.
Huel.
Hugh, what flavour?
Human fuel, it stands for, which sounds totally gross.
But it's got, I don't know how have they done it. What wizardry have they done?
I don't know, but to be
got
honest,
everything
don't
in,
judge
hasn't it?
this. It's just because I'm trying to up my macros, as we say in gym terms.
Yeah.
So I've just started a new fitness regime where I'm on a new plan and I'm trying to, because my trainer was like, what do you lift as such as such? So I gave him the weights, and I don't lie about it. Okay, I'm not an ego guy with
Yeah.
that. So I was like, I lift this. He was like, how are you not bigger? And he was like, you
Really?
lift that big, like,
Yeah, but you're naturally ever so a thingy morph.
ever
What's
so
the morph you are?
Ectomorph.
You're an ecto.
So there's an ectomorph, there's an endomorph, and there's mesomorph.
Meso.
Yeah, meso's in the middle.
Yeah.
Endo's
I'm a meso.
on the end.
Yeah.
And ecto's very skinny. So anyway, so I'm tracking. I'm even on my Fitness Pal tracking calories.
I do love it. It really works for me. Like, because sometimes you don't realise how much is in stuff. And then you do like train your brain as well.
Yeah, well, that's what he was like. He was like, just do it to kind of know what you're eating.
You don't have to do it every day. Yeah.
But I've only done it for a few days. But I tell you what, I am seeing some massive results. The big result is I am fucking miserable. I just don't want to do it. I can barely walk. I could barely walk up this tube. People were nearly like off from the back. I looked like an old woman just trying to get myself.
Do
up
people
the
think you're
stairs.
me?
Yeah, because my legs have seized up. I did it. Oh,
Are you just squatting left, right, and centre?
I'm squatting. I'm deadlifting. I'm extending. I'm descending.
Who's the trip plan with? Have you got a PT now?
A guy I know. He's an online
guy I know,
coach.
yeah.
Yeah.
Is it
Ask
the guy
no
from
questions. I'll
before?
tell you no lies.
Is it the guy you did it with before?
No,
Okay, new guy.
different
got
guy.
dumped.
Yeah.
It's not Chris
Didn't get
Hemsworth.
dumped, but just kind of paths went different ways.
Yeah, sure.
So I just thought to try and I just want to get a bit bigger for summer. I'm gonna want to get ripped. I want to get toned, but I've also
You're already so torn though.
Oh, Lauren, what makes you say that? But I also have invested recently.
Oh, all right.
In-
Succession. In what?
No, not a company.
Oh.
In gut health. It's a new fad I'm trialing out, and I'm looking after my gut.
So like Actimel.
No, God, that's like gateway drug for gut.
That's like 2019.
I've started on something called Simprove. Now, I've been really, really sold the dream. But I actually genuinely feel good for it.
Tablet, yogurt, what is it?
Tablet, yogurt. What's this one talking about? Tablet, yogurt. I wish it was a bloody tablet or yogurt. It's not. It's water. It's not water, but it's water-based. Okay, so it's...
I was like, you've been conned. I hate to tell you.
They've sold you water.
It's a pyramid scheme. Okay. So water with like electrolytes in or something.
No. So every morning I get up and I take a shot of this Simprove, and you have to have it 10 minutes before you
Food or something.
eat or anything.
Right.
So what happens is, because it's liquid, when you take a probiotic, for example...
Oh God, this is
Sorry,
this is the
just put my
sales
doctor
pitch.
hat on.
This is the sales pitch.
when
isn't it?
you take a probiotic, it will go in the stomach. All right,
Mm-hmm.
and because the digestive system is active, and the acid will get rid of a lot. It'll kill a lot of the good bacteria.
Oh, will it?
So with this, water-based
Activity.
Simprove, it's
Yeah,
called,
Simprove.
because it's just you shot it.
Promotion code Lee.
Well, no, because Nadia, friend of the pod,
Oh my God,
has
you
a
got your-
50% off code. So I tried it with her, and she's been raving about it for ages.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it is. And so because it goes in, it goes straight to your gut and it sorts it out. Anyway, so I've never really had massive gut issues.
Yeah.
But when I had cellulitis, you remember when I had
And you
cellulitis
shouldn't,
we all
a
said
man
it
of
was a
your
club?
age, yeah.
I know. It was a very terrible time
It
in
was
my life
it
during
was a
that
tricky,
time.
tricky time.
I had
emotionally.
cellulitis. I had something else. What did I have as well?
You were stressed, you were overworked.
I was, I know. Those 1.5 hours a day were killing me going back from post-pandemic. And no, so I had the antibiotic drip, didn't I?
Yeah.
And that is basically like bleach for your gut. So I was always a bit squiffy. Anyway, squiffy is an awful word.
I quite like squiffy because it's very posh. Squiffy.
So anyway, I've started on this and I feel good. I wake up every morning. I'm like, gotta
Can't
take a
wait
shot
to-
of Simprove.
Is it because it's a shot and you're like starting early?
Yeah. So yeah, I've just, I'm on a little bit of a regime now where I want to start looking after myself.
That's good. How's booze intertwined with this? Because when you start using MyFitnessPal and you put a double gin in, it does make.
Well, I
you
don't put it in
Oh,
because I just
it's
think,
so
what's the
many
point?
calories.
I don't need reminding of it.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not bothered about calories. It's more my macros. As long as I
Your
hit my
macros,
macros, which I
yeah.
didn't know what macros were. I thought they were like
Honestly, when I had a
Shortcuts on
PT,
Excel.
yeah, Control Alt Delete. Yeah, when I used to do my macros, because obviously I'm veggie, so getting my protein when I had a PT was really hard. And I started making all these like corn meals and like eating 2 eggs a day and all this. The minute I did it, I got definition.
Really?
But it's really tedious. Like it's
really
fucking tedious.
Yeah.
And like you have to be so prepared. And if you don't have time, we lead busy lives.
Yeah, we do. So that's why I just picked up this fuel, because I looked at my macros. I've been out for lunch today. I've had a couple of gins.
Where did you go? Tell us. In Soho or White City?
White City, just
Oh,
after
lovely.
work. Two of my friends came to see the show.
Oh,
So anyway, so I thought, well, that rigatoni that I had, it's got all the carbs, but it doesn't have a lot of protein, apparently.
No, it doesn't.
So anyway, this is the most mundane chat we're ever talking about.
This is like a January episode.
Yeah, so I'm just going to try. It's a 12-week plan. I'm obviously going to fall off the bandwagon at some point, but I'm
You'll be
just
alright.
going to try and combine the nutrition with the exercise so that I can,
Yeah.
get both.
Oh my God, proud of you. Cheers to our
Cheers.
healthy drinks.
Although I did suggest we drunk today, but you said no.
No, I've got terrible wisdom tooth pain, Lee.
I thought she was going to say terrible wind.
I've got terrible wind. I can't drink. I mustn't. Oh my God. I woke up the other day and this wisdom tooth is out. From one boring chat to another. Wisdom. Have you got your wisdom teeth?
I believe so. I've asked people before. Well, when I say people, the dentist. I don't stop
I've
people
asked
in
a
the
random
street.
man on the street, yeah.
But she says sometimes people don't really feel them coming through.
Oh, you're
and
lucky.
so I don't think I have. I think they're kind of there, but you don't often.
Yeah. Freddie's not got
I've
it.
never had I've never had problems with them.
He's
Wait,
melting.
it's coming through as I speak.
Quasimodo over there. I've had one out, no danger, and then this one was basically through. But then every so often, you always get pain when it's having a growth spurt.
Shout out to everyone with pain.
Shout out to everyone with wisdom teeth pain right now. Drop in the DMs. I understand you. Yeah, and it's having a little grow, and I'm in agony because it's the bottom.
It's inundated the DMs right now. So is it
How
bad?
dare you.
Is it? Do you have to take tablets?
I'm just taking painkillers because normally it goes away.
Well, yeah. Once it's
I thought you was going to say like antibiotics or something.
oh, right. Sorry.
But
I thought you meant like ecstasy.
I'm just dropping an E every few days just to keep me going. Yeah, so I'm going to have to go to the dentist, I think, because it's not got. Normally it goes away after a couple of days, and it hasn't. And I feel like I've got a golf ball in my mouth. It's making me feel a bit ill, like a bit like, oh.
Yeah.
So I feel a bit sorry for myself about the tooth.
Toothache and earache is the worst.
The worst. Might
The
have to
worst.
sleep
Earache
sat
is
up.
probably the worst, actually.
Do you know what? Touch wood. I'm not an earache sufferer.
Oh, you're not? Have you never had earache?
No. And everyone in the
I
pool
get
on
one every
holiday.
week with this fucking podcast.
Savage. He's getting into it. He's warming up. Yeah, when kids are on holiday and they're like, oh, I can't go in the pool, got an ear infection. I'd be like, I never get them.
Yeah.
Did you ever get them? They always
Pathetic.
have
weak.
cotton wool in their ears.
Oh God, weak.
Yeah, it was so weak.
Unless it was like an underlying problem, in which case we send our love.
They had like ear cancer or something. Oh, God.
Yes.
Drop
yes,
the
just
C-bomb.
that.
He's furious. He's livid.
Shout out to everyone with ear cancer.
Can you even get that? You must be able to.
I don't know.
Let's Google it. What else have we got to chat about? I feel like we're just so rusty because we've missed a week. We're like...
Well, so listen, what we were talking about. Let's get back on track. So you've had a busy week with your event. So
I have.
yeah, and you've got a big event coming up, haven't you?
I have. It's for gamers. Did I tell you this?
Oh.
I told you it on a text, but maybe not on the pod because
No,
we're,
not on the
we're a
pod.
bit late. So biggest event yet. 500 units a day.
Shut up.
Yes, I'm currently balling cookies.
Balling them. What do you mean?
This is the most boring bit of the job, I think, is when you make all the dough, which takes quite a long time if you're making a
So
lot
for
of it.
anyone who's just joining us and just working backwards, Lauren is a baker. She's a master baker.
Well, I wouldn't say that, but
and
making it up as I go along, more like.
she has her own little business called Dolly Stick.
Shout out to Dolly Sticks. Dolly.sticks on Instagram, everyone.
Yeah, that
Follow
is
me there.
basically code for please follow me.
Yeah. Now.
But do go and support. But so you sell your, and you do what, like exhibitions? You do
Exhibitions, events, markets, corporate events. Postal coming soon. My friend, who's a friend of the pod, Steph, is working on my website. Really exciting.
Wow.
She's learning how to code. She's a badass female coder.
Dollysticks.com is it going to be?
.co.uk actually. I bought the domain a while ago.
Did you?
.co.uk. Yeah. Yeah, so that's coming soon. So it's all, in the pipeline. So I'm like, whoa. But every day I'm literally in the kitchen. So you make the cookie dough and then you have to wait. It's very tedious. You have this mound of cookie dough.
Do you ever eat the cookie dough?
No. It's not it's not edible cookie dough when it's got egg, and to have edible cookie dough you have to heat the flour before.
I know, but everyone says that, but you just eat. I mean,
yeah, but you
it's
just
like
eat it anyway.
Edwina Curry's ruined it for everyone, hasn't she?
Why did she?
Well, she had a.
Was she the
right go
salmonella
about-
woman?
Yeah, about eggs, and she started fucking John Major. Sorry.
And she was John's pissed himself.
I don't know whether not John Major. He's not our producer.
He's really struggling for jobs.
It's his side hustle.
Do you think she did the egg thing as like a distraction technique?
Do you know what? I'm going to listen to that again. It's going to sound so aggressive. Isn't it? And then she started fucking John May. I don't know if she started fucking him before the eggs or after or during.
Oh my
I wonder
god.
how her eggs
It might have
were.
been boring and that's what she was thinking of during. Do you know what? I don't think kids should eat raw eggs.
Someone punched him in the face once, I think. Or maybe hit him with an egg and he punched them in the face.
It's the eggs. They
I
knew.
know,
They
come
knew.
back and bite you.
He was like, we're going to have to get a handle on this because it's going to get leaked.
Yeah, that egg hit him and he just cracked. Do you remember? Do you remember when Leona Lewis got twatted in Waterstone?
Oh my god.
Not drunk, twatted in the face.
In the face?
Punch.
Who was that?
I don't know.
Did she have a book signing or was she just shopping for like Jamie
She
Oliver's
had a
new
book
book?
signing.
Why would you hate Leona Lewis? She's so
I know,
vanilla.
She's so she's
She's
but
lovely,
I think,
but
do you know what I think it was? I
she's
think they were
quite
so
plain.
excited. They were like, I love you, Leona, and like punched the I think it was like that. Genuinely, I think it was like excited punch.
They didn't know what. I mean, imagine you meet your favourite celebrity and that's what you do. That's like you're like, oh, I don't know how I'm going to react. Douche.
Imagine Leona Lewis going back to the record deal company. How did it go? Fucking black eye.
I don't think they liked it.
They loved me. They loved me so much. Their emotions went full circle and they fucking twatted me in the face.
I wonder if she signed the book after.
Probably not, with her blood.
Oh my god, yeah. There you go. You can just clone me with
Blood
that
and tears.
DNA that's on there.
Poor girl.
Poor Leona. Do you remember when that other politician, remember he had the big jowly face and he punched that guy back who threw like something at him?
I think that was John Major.
No, John Majors was a Tory. One of this guy was a Labour. Oh, who was it? And he was just like hard-faced, and someone shouted something at him and she just twatted him in the face. Like a member of the public.
Oh, right.
Who was it?
Oh, was it Gordon Brown?
No, it's someone who looks like him though. More northern. Oh, it's hard being a politician. Remember when Nigel Farage kept getting milkshakes thrown on him?
Oh,
Remember
well,
that?
yeah.
And Mackie stopped serving milkshakes, but Burger King said it was like buy one get one free, so they really went for it. And they were like, you can buy milkshakes from us. Whatever town he was going to be in, Mackie stopped serving him.
Oh, did
But
they?
Burger King doubled down and they were like, come and get them from us.
Good marketing
Isn't
plan.
that great? So everyone was going to Burger King buying milkshakes.
Oh, God.
Well done, Burger King. Imagine the smell. You'd have to chuck that suit.
Yeah, remember when Kilroy got shit thrown over him?
Did it?
I think so, for something with the fur trade. It was either shit or paint, or it was shit paint. I think it was shit paint.
Like paint made out of shit.
no, like paint from Homebase.
Oh. From Home and Bargains. Oh my God, did it? Did he used to wear a lot of fur, Kilroy?
I don't know. I don't
What
know if I've
happened to
made a lot of
Kilroy?
this up. What did happen to Kilroy? Well, he stunk of shit. No one wanted to hang around him.
Shit stuck in fur. He was like a wet dog. I've got to tell you, I was listening to a podcast. Do you feel like, are you all right?
I feel like is the door open? I feel like the door's open. No. Oh, sorry. I could hear that very loud motorbike.
And there was a siren.
No, I always hear the sirens, but it was the motorbike.
I always hear the sirens.
yeah. They're always ringing in my head.
I felt like you were on the E then because you were like jittering.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I listened to another podcast. Oh my God, one of my other faves. Don't tell
Which
anyone.
one, Lauren? Maybe you could give us more tips like you tried to give me last time.
And they started talking about Scylla, right? And I was like, oh, a bit old. You know, old news guys.
Get your own act.
Yeah, like Scylla's our vibe. Anyway, they were talking about, so basically they were on about celebs who aren't nice, you know, and you get like a name for themselves. And then they were like all hush hush. And I was like, oh, what celeb are they going to say? And they were like, apparently, do you know, she wasn't nice, but I don't want to say it because she's dead. Then they were like, Scylla Black. And I was like, yeah, no shit. Everyone knows it.
Yeah, and also we've been saying that for fucking last 3 seasons.
I know.
We're badasses. We don't care about it.
But there was a bit of intel that we didn't know.
Shut
and it
up,
brings 2 Fab Life icons together in one story. The Chuckle Brothers.
Well, that's something to brag about. One of our Fab Life icons, the Chuckle Brothers.
Do you remember when I didn't think they were actual brothers? I was convinced.
By the way, they are.
I know. We found out after.
Yeah. What the fuck?
But it turns out the surname's not Chuckle.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, that was where I was
wrong.
getting confused. Apparently, they never had a bad word to say about anyone, and they were like so nice all the time. R.I.P. to whichever one died. We still can't remember. But they said Scylla was a see you next Tuesday. So that was the exciting intel from that.
They said it. What? Were they
So if
the
they
guest
said
or
it-
something?
I don't know. Maybe they were on Surprise Surprise. Because they used to get celebs on that all the time to surprise people. Hence the shout out vid. I can't stop watching that. Of Scylla Black being like, ultimate chaos, shawaddy waddy.
For anyone who doesn't know, we've posted it on our Instagram. At the end of Surprise Surprise, she'd shout out to everyone, wouldn't she?
Yeah, like who'd been involved.
She basically would be the credits.
She was the
Wouldn't
credit.
She's probably like, I want more screen time. I'm going to be the credits.
She also, at the end, I had to cut the video because it was so fucking long. I'll put the full one maybe on Facebook. Oh no, they don't even let you have 60 seconds on Facebook. So short. She walks to the back of the room, you know, in that really 80s set, stunning. And she walks to the back, turns around in the dim light, and then kind of like holds her arms out like she's RuPaul. Right. She really
She's
milks.
camp as tits.
Yeah, it was just like, that's where I've got my shout outs from.
Yeah. You're channeling Scylla.
Yeah, shout out to Shawaddy Waddy.
Shawaddy waddy.
So that was a bit of a tangent, but I just had to tell you that because Chuckle Brothers using the C-bomb.
Oh my god.
She must have been
wouldn't
bad.
Think it, would you?
No.
It was the anniversary, I think. I think one of the Chuckle Brothers was, well, the other one that's alive,
Yeah.
was on this morning the other day, talking
On the
about
anniversary of
remembering.
his-
I think it's
Was
Barry.
he talking
that's done
about like mourning death or something?
I think so. I think he was commemorating, you know, a tribute to him.
I'm sure he's done a TV programme since the death because you do worry what's going to happen to my career now.
Yes, yeah, true.
To me,
true.
and then the couch just drops. Do you know what I mean? On the other side.
I think it had kind of dwindled off before they died,
Yeah.
or he died.
I did.
I don't
see
think
them-
it was like, you know, a thud back down to earth. You know?
Yeah, I'm with you.
I don't think he was like, oh, great, I've just had to pull all these. Although I bet they were a big draw. The PAs, they'd command a lot of money.
Yeah.
I'd have him as the guest.
Yeah, my God. Why don't we try and get him on? Oh my
Well,
God.
I'm
Anyway.
sure if he listens back to this episode, he would gladly accept.
We could ask him
after
about
we've
the Scylla.
tarnished the memory of his brother.
We could ask him about the Scylla.
We could get an
chapter.
exclusive, yeah, and
Fabulous.
fuck that other podcast off. Think they can talk about Scylla. You want an exclusive? We'll give you it.
We have got Chuckle Bro #1 here.
Yeah.
And only. Oh my gosh.
What would you dream? Who would your dream guest be? We've done dream guest at a dinner party, but who would it be on the pod?
Because it's different on the pod, I think, because you don't want someone who's like a presenter or, you know, like dead hilarious, who's going to be, you know, outshine us. Because we're battling every week, let's be honest.
Yeah, I know.
Who would you have? Maybe like AJ Dudu's great, isn't she?
I would never thought you would have said that.
Just because she's on everything at the moment, so she's like in the
That Google
forefront.
Pixel advert. I'm not sure about it.
Oh, you know.
I've said this before.
Why?
Well, when she says, you can only see my teeth. I'm just a bit like, I'm not sure Google should have kept that in. I mean, I
Oh,
know she
really?
says it,
Yeah.
but she goes, it was so dark on pictures. If I smiled, you could only see my teeth. Because she talks like that, doesn't
yeah,
she?
she's got a great accent.
She's got a great accent.
She's a Lancashire lass, isn't she? Yeah, maybe I wonder, was it scripted? But I assume it's just she just said it.
Yeah,
Which is
yeah,
fine.
she did. Which
Yeah.
is, it's fine for her to say. Like, I'm not having a go.
But
I
it's
did
a
kind
bit
of think,
different to the other ones.
I'm a little bit shocked. Google of all things,
Googs.
didn't think to Google whether that might be a little bit,
I'm with you. I prefer hers to that guy who's like a YouTuber or something.
So, out of anyone in the world that Lauren could have chosen to be a guest on this podcast, she has gone for AJ Adudu. Just the most ludicrous. I'm thinking Judi Dench.
No, I want someone who's going to be like...
No, bring in AJ.
Have you not watched Judi Dench on not Justin Theroux? That's the cousin, isn't it? Louis Theroux.
Yeah.
She's very calm. She's very serene. She doesn't give a lot away, and he's so good at... She won't give anything to us.
Oh, would she tell? I bet she's met Scylla.
Oh, I bet she has.
Yeah.
I bet she just ignored her. She's so great, Judy.
Yeah.
She doesn't watch any of her stuff back. Did you know that?
I didn't know
She
that.
doesn't like film. She prefers theatre.
Oh, well.
And she won't let you talk about cats.
Oh. Well, who does want to talk about cats?
I mean...
The film, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Why won't she talk about that?
Just because it was obviously just so ridiculed, wasn't it? With all the bad CGI with her hand. Didn't she have a watch on or something?
I don't know. Probably checking when she can go home. I would have. It was such a shit film.
I've not even watched it. I have enjoyed all the clips that have taken the piss out of it, but yeah. Well, who would you have? I wouldn't. She's not my final thought. She was just my first thought. You say yours, and I'll think.
I as a podcast guest who you could interview. Yeah, I guess you want someone who you could kind of interview, but then also have a bit of banter with and a bit of a laugh with about normal things.
That's why, she popped into my head.
Yeah. So AJ Adudu? Yeah, I think I would go for someone like Julie Walters.
Oh, great. She doesn't do many interviews now, though, does she?
No, and also I think it's quite clear, like, we're not going to get these guests. Like,
what?
Like, you're saying it as in like, oh, I think you should stretch. Like, oh, she doesn't do many interviews. That's why she's not going to come to the shipping
She'd
container
be a
in
hoot.
Vauxhall.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, we'd never get her up the stairs, especially if she came as Mrs. Overall.
oh, yeah. I went as that once to Halloween.
Did you? I'd love to go as Mrs. Overall for Halloween.
Well, it's really easy to do. You just get a tabard.
I've got a few, yeah.
Yeah, well, I bet you have. And tights, like brown
and
tights,
brown,
baggy
yeah.
them, the gusset a little bit.
And you just need to have
curl your hair. Curl your hair.
Yeah.
And
have a tea tray.
have a tea tray and and kind of walk with a hunchback, but
Yeah.
you've got that sorted. So
How's your husband, Miss Babs? He died, miss.
oh yeah, you've got the accent as well.
It's so good. Well, you could go as all three, couldn't you? So you'd have like the two Miss Babs,
Yeah.
and then who's the Celia?
Berta.
Celia Imrish. She'd be great.
Yeah,
She'd be a
yeah.
great guest. Saw her at the National once.
Did you?
Yeah, with her son.
Who's the most famous person you've ever seen?
Oh, I don't know. Who did I see the other day?
I met Simon Cowell the other week.
Yeah, that's pretty famous.
Shook my hand.
Whoa.
How are you?
Did he have small hands?
I didn't look at his hands
Like
at the
kind of
time.
like small and
But
fat.
he is quite small. He's very thin. He's smaller than me.
Thin.
He's quite slim, yeah.
It's them
Because
trousers.
he's gone vegan.
Oh. I'll have to watch the footage. Does that explain that eye surgery he's had? Is that veganism?
Yes, if you go vegan, you look
Your
like
eyes
Simon
get
Cowell.
smaller. Wow. Yeah, because I think it's the way he wears his trousers make him look boxy.
Yeah, no,
He's much slimmer.
he's apparently gone on some big health kick.
Good for him. Good for Simon. Who did I see the other day? When I was doing that Brick Lane event, I saw two actors out of Lord of the Rings of Power series. So they must have been filming series 2
Right.
because they were both in there. And I was like, you're now huge actors because from that. Well, one has been in other stuff before. But he looked all hipster and like, He's like South American, so you imagine him to just dress like a normal American kind of guy, but he looked like he was from East London, you know, like the beanie rolled up with like loads of earrings in, and so I was like double took him. And he's a really tall elf, but he was quite small in real life.
Well, I saw Emma Thompson on the tube once.
Oh, I know this. Oh, so good.
She had radiant skin. I will
Iconic.
say that her skin was radiant.
She's great.
And she
so
just
good.
smiled at me, and she had this real warmth when she smiled at me. It was almost like, I know you know who I am, and that's
Hey,
okay.
babe.
Because I was like, just
She'd
staring.
stop for a pic and everything, Emma.
Oh, of course she would.
She'd
She's
be like,
true
do
lefty.
you want me to ring your mum? You know what I mean?
Do you know Emma Thompson used to kind of run this charity of people who had like not had foster kids and stuff? She met this guy, I think it was, and she was so moved by his story, she fostered him.
Oh my God.
It's now her son. How lovely is that?
She's just a good egg.
She really is. Well, she was at Strictly the year when Greg Wise was obviously
When
on
she
it.
was dancing,
And the
like,
fucking week I did it, she'd been in the audience every week,
And she
and he
wasn't
was he was out, so she wasn't there.
they're a cute couple.
I would
aren't they?
love to have said I've performed for Nanny McPhee.
Oh my God, yeah. She's great. We love Emma. You see celebs in London all the time, though. I hate to say, I mean, you do it at work, obviously. But I feel like me and Freddie have seen loads recently. I can't remember. But we always just go,
Yeah, there we
there's
go.
such a body.
Can you talk without really moving your mouth? Because I'm quite good at that.
Go on.
Look over there. That's Anna Thompson over there.
Oh, you could be a ventriloquist.
It's Anna Thompson over there, and you can see over there, and I'm not really moving your mouth. And if you know what I'm
Your
saying,
M's need a bit of work, but everything else is good.
Yeah, it's quite. Yeah, if it was an Artina Cutchin, I'd be hooked.
Do you know who lives near us? Stuart Lee, the
Right.
comedian. Him and his comedian wife. So they're always walking down the street with their bags of shopping. And
Are
Hugh
you
Dennis.
Are you curtain twitching like Stuart's bought some asparagus? Freddie, get over here.
He's just been to the organic shop again. And Hugh Dennis.
Oh,
He lives near us. There's quite a few celebs. Oh, do you know who we saw on the tube the other day? Simon Bird out the In-Betweeners.
oh.
And then I instantly just felt tight on him because the lad who was sat opposite him was like really grinning. Like couldn't, because obviously an in-betweener was sat opposite him. And I'm like, they can't get away with anything because they must just get people come up to them all the time being like, friends. You know, like all the annoying
I
quotes
don't
out
know.
of it.
I've never seen an episode
Have
of
you
The
not?
In-Betweeners.
There's so many like random quotes out of it, and he's the really because he's so nerdy, isn't he? And he
Yeah.
plays that character a lot. And he was there with his wife and 2 kids, and his little daughter was being so loud. She was like, "Daddy, can I play what's that word? Wordle." She was like, "Wordle." "Oh, mummy, I beat you." Like blah blah blah. And I bet he was just like, "Oh my God, shut up," because it makes everyone
Precocious
look.
child.
Yeah. No, she was being really sweet, but she was like being really boisterous, and I think he didn't want to talk because he's got that nerdy voice.
Right.
And everyone was like, "Oh my God, it's that guy out the In-Betweeners." No one said anything, but I was waiting for someone to make it awkward. Oh.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't really see them walking the street. I did bump into what's his face once. From
Who?
what's his name? He's in Love Actually. He's the old Bill Nighy.
Did you?
Twice I've bumped into him in the same place in Soho. I feel like it must be where he lives.
Maybe I've seen him in some.
I know, and he's like you bumping into your granddad, isn't he?
Yeah. Was he? Did he see you? Did he smile?
No, he doesn't know who I am, and I didn't stop and say hello. But
Oh, Bill.
Bill,
Let people stop him for a chat. He'd stop and have a chat.
He'd
as
probably,
well.
and he'd be interested. He wouldn't be
Yeah.
pretending like I would.
Yeah. You're not even famous yet.
I know.
My one actual, I've just remembered, the most famous person I've seen in London was Ray Fiennes.
Oh,
Eating.
I bet you would have fancied him as well.
Oh my God, I love Ray Fiennes.
Do you?
He's just like,
Voldemort.
we're not as Voldemort.
Really?
I went off him a
Have
bit.
you ever knocked one off to Voldemort?
Can't say I've poured one out to Voldy, no. But The English Patient. Oof, that one.
Right.
Give that a watch and see if you don't knock one out.
Have you seen The Handmaid's Tale?
Is he in it? Oh, his brother's in it.
Brother.
Joseph, yeah. I've seen.
Who's also quite attractive.
He's a hottie. He's not had the career of his brother, though, has he?
Well, must be difficult. It must be difficult.
Shakespeare in Love and then The Handmaid's Tale. I mean, what was in between? DM us. if you
Simon
know.
Bird.
Simon Bird, yeah. But I saw Rafe he lives in Spitalfields, and he was in an oyster place having his dinner up at the bar.
Oh.
I know, reading a book.
It's an
and I was like,
aphrodisiac.
yeah. Oh,
It's
I don't
one of
think
them
it was that
things.
right.
It's one of those things, right? You go, oysters. Well, you know that's an aphrodisiac. Everyone knows it's an aphrodisiac. Or you go, Tom Cruise. Do you know he does all his stunts?
His own
Like, that's
stunts,
like what
yeah.
everyone says
I
that.
thought you were going to say, do you know he's gay?
Allegedly.
Oh, yeah. Scientology lawyers.
Last week it was John Travolta.
Oh, but come on.
Oh, no. Allegedly.
Allegedly. He made a lovely tribute, didn't he?
Who did?
John to
Adele
Olivia
Dazeem.
Newton. Adele Dazeem.
One of my
yeah.
favourite
That's the
clips.
best. We've done that, I think, in maybe series 1 of the pod. We
Wickedly talented
talented.
Adele Dazeem.
What was he thinking? What
What
was
are
he
you
thinking?
thinking? What, I don't know who this woman is.
Oh my God.
And there's Adina Menzel waiting to sing Let It Go.
Thank God she's a professional.
Oh, thank God.
No, we did a tribute to all of the greats that have left us this year at the Oscars because Olivia Newton-John
Okay.
and Ange was up there.
Oh.
But you know, they missed out. They missed out like quite a few people, and they missed out Leslie Jordan.
Yeah, but he would probably more be like the Golden Globes and stuff
Yeah.
because he's not really in film.
But then there's a few other film actors. There was a guy who's in The Godfather, and he was in like a lot of gangster films. And I was like, why was he not mentioned?
Oh, really?
Weird. You can always rely on Twitter for a nice collage of people who've forgotten.
Mm. In memorandum, is it?
Yeah, I bet he couldn't say that, could he?
No.
Bet he was struggling.
Well, no, I bet that, came right off the tongue.
Yeah. In memorandum.
But
of Olivia.
Adina Menzel.
He's never seen those words before, has he?
No. He just walked out. He's just...
He could have read it in his dressing room.
Well, listen. We weren't there and we never will be.
You don't know.
We don't. Imagine us hosting the Oscars.
It'd be carnage.
This episode is so disjointed.
This is what happens when we don't
We should
see each
submit
other.
this to the Oscars
And
for
see what
our
happens.
audition tapes. See,
And just be like, listen, Jimmy Kimmel's, jokes were good.
is that who hosted it
yeah,
this
it's just joke after joke.
year? Yeah, and that's joke writers for you.
Yeah.
Mm.
And you mentioned the slap as well.
Well, you can't not. I was horrified at that. I was horrified.
Well, do you know what? Apparently he's done not Will Smith,
Chris Rock.
Chris Rock. He's done a Netflix special and he talks about it and he's like really angry.
Well,
So we
yeah.
need to watch it. I've not watched it.
It was terrible. Genuinely,
Psycho behaviour.
really psychotic.
Well, Jimmy's joke is something like, oh, if you win Best Actor tonight, you have to first come on and slap me and then be celebrated by all of your peers 10 minutes later.
Oh.
Because that's what happened. Then he won the Oscar and everyone was like lifting him up and stuff.
Oh my God.
I know. It'll go down in infamy.
Well, if you were going to win an Oscar, what would it be? Would it be Best Director? I feel like you'd be a good director.
Do you?
Yeah.
Nah. Maybe.
Okay, well, maybe not then.
Best supporting actor I'd like. Less pressure.
Yeah, I'd love that. I'd prefer
You could
that
be the
to Best
funny,
Actor.
funny sidekick.
Well, I've told you about my thing where I want to be like the sidekick of like Brad Pitt or someone
We've
really
heard the
hot.
scripts, yeah. We've heard the
Yeah,
scripts.
yeah. So
Go
that's
back a
what
few
I wanna be.
episodes if you want.
That's what I want to be. Or I just want to be the sidekick in general,
Yeah.
but who saves the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could do that.
Or I'd like to do like a real gritty film where I won Best Actor, and it's like
Because everyone was shocked.
everyone's
how-
shocked. A bit like Robin Williams went from like comedy to
Yeah.
serious.
Oh my gosh.
And then I'd get up there and I'd be like, thank everyone. And I'd be like, this is for people who don't believe in themselves.
I'd be like,
was
"These
like
full of
you.
shit."
I didn't believe in you either, and I still don't, but I do now.
Fantastic. I love how you've written that. What's wrong?
I would just checked if I had a sweat patch. So I put my arm up.
Grey's the worst colour for that though, isn't it?
I know.
You'll think about that next time.
I will, although probably going to wear a grey top next time.
Oh, great. Got a lot of them, haven't you?
Right, I think we've
Is it
done.
time?
I don't know what this was. Let's just throw it straight in the recycling bin.
It's the catch-up app.
It's
That's
the
what we'll
catch-up
call
app.
it.
They love it. The
Tange
chaos.
heavy,
But if you liked it, let us know. If you didn't like it, let us know. Any engagement is good.
Any comments, shares, works for us.
Yeah. Follow us at Fab Life Pod. If you're watching this on YouTube, thank you. It's been a pleasure. And if you're listening to us on any of your podcast platforms, then thanks for listening. If you're a new listener, great to have your company. We've got over 100 episodes that you can binge listen to. I've got a few messages recently saying people are binging old episodes.
Love
and I'm
that.
getting messages like, oh my God, Lee and his something or other,
And then you
or
can't
Lauren
remember.
and her way of walking. And I'm like, what the hell? I'm going to
Yeah.
have to go listen to them back.
Someone sends you just a quote of what you've said, and then you're like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
No, yeah.
Just send us the episode number maybe with that. And if you are listening and you haven't left us a review wherever you listen, please do that because it helps with our ratings.
And there's a link on our Instagram. If you fancy leaving us a little tip to support the show, then we may be able to raise enough money to employ someone to listen back to old episodes and check whether we might get cancelled in the future.
Yeah. Yeah, great. And create
Or
social
sued by
clips.
John Travolta.
Yeah.
Mm.
We want to get big, but maybe not so it reaches John Travolta big. That's the aim, isn't it?
Well,
We'll see.
watch this space. We're coming for you, John.
But thanks for joining us. This has been episode 4 of season 3 of Fab Life.
With Lauren and Lee.